Good afternoon. How are you doing? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Did I see somewhere that there'll be a holiday on Monday? Oh, yes. On it from since morning, but good afternoon. In fact, I just get a chance to peep and to go through Facebook. Because I was jumping out here on Facebook to tell you about the running mate. You know, we have a prime ministerial candidate. They're trying to reach out to me today. Wow. How were you trying to do that? I don't know. Today was crazy busy for me. Lots of meetings, lots of engagements. Yeah, hectic. But we'll put out our young running mates. And when we talk with young, you got people in the 40s and still referring to them as young. No. You know, we got people from 16 to 25 and 25 to 35. And we got persons 40, 45, and 50 and talking about young people. That's not the young man we're going to present to you. But before I even touch on that, because we're going to make a post on the ALP page, I'm just putting it out there before. But, you know, within this period of elections, and I'm not going back, but within this period right now, God has been exposing and showing us and saying a lot of things to us. And you know what? We are so bent, and that's why I keep saying to people after this election, live what you vote, regardless what comes your way. Because God has been exposing, has been showing us people, showing us leaders, bringing the truth to us. And we even find ourselves in a place that we say, listen, we don't care what is truth. We don't care. Right, Ron? That is saying, we don't care if this is truth. We still want this and we still want that. Now, I noticed this thing with Nandlall going around where such an hero. You see, people forget just because of some looseness. And I didn't look at Skello. Skello was charged and went to jail, you know, because he said something about an Indian god. But such a hero like Coffee can be referred to, and us as a people. And if they were to turn, like my daughter was making the point, if they were to turn the camera to the crowd, look and see who are the persons up there screaming and hollering you. You think certain parts of this world, people, you see why I'm so focused at this time? Nandlall is out of order and disrespectful. And regardless of how God is exposing and showing us these leaders and these people, we continue to compromise. And you telling me when this election finish, you come in looking for me for say you're sorry in the vote and you're sorry how you vote? Go back to the crowd. What was the crowd? And who were in that crowd that Nandal was speaking to and that was cheering along? Who you going to check the crowd? And then to come out and to talk about apology? The Bible said what comes out a man's mouth defiles him. From the abundance of the heart speaketh the mouth. That is how Nandlall sees black people. I don't have to go and do no big, I don't have to go and write a statement from here till past Guyana to say that. Disrespectful and out order. It's now we know this how Nandlall stay. You think it's now? And so when I say that we are a serious problem, some people can't understand the language I'm speaking. What is she talking about? Who Nandlall was speaking to people? Somebody please help me to check the crowd. Hazel, all of us got brains. But we are willing to turn ourselves to nothing for the same people that will oppress us. You know, it's not in this election. You don't know. God has been revealing. We know everybody out there. Some of us, we going out there. You know, when you go to these meetings and rally, when you hear coming from the platform, this body do me the body. People personal problems and story and people having, yeah, look what they're doing, the man. Yeah, look what they want to do. You think when this election's finished, what about you and your family? What about this great nation? People die to have an election, and look at what we're doing with it. Trampling upon it all over the place. Eh? People, we got to examine ourselves, you know. His words defiled him. He was saying it with such passion and confidence because what is from out of the belly speaketh the mouth. And who are the persons cheering him on and say, yea? Who are the persons to come out to defend that? Faye, tell me now. Tell me. And so when you ask the questions, everybody gonna run out there and speak and say something. Oh, your ice pass, this your ice pass, black people, your ice pass, that your ice pass, but what we doing? 6 seconds where we see the same people out there we run. You forget? You forgetting? Now, a question was asked to me in a meeting the other day, but ERC, who is ERC and where are they? Where? Where? And so just for the purpose of bringing it to their attention, we're going to write them. Because the ERC ain't come out to make no statement, you know. But everybody now trying to justify, oh, why he said and what he meant and what. He meant just that. That black people are house slave and a coffee, you smart coffee, is because they get an easy walk in life to exploit this country and to rape this country of its wealth. That you telling me you would stand up for even come with your imagination. That's how you're proud and God is exposing them to refer to coffee as a house slave. I'll make you soon. I am asking all Guyanese and all African Guyanese, rethink. And you know what? In the name of politics and party, people would sell their own mother, their grandmother, their self, because they become cowards and they can't speak. They dare not lift a voice. They're sitting down there. So everybody not only would shut their mouths, but can even come out to defend it. Come out to defend it. He didn't come with no apology. He come because he was called over the fence and say, hey, boy, this is election time. What shipness you talking? You making be looking for these black people votes and now you going and chasing black people? He was called over. And so he come out there and the right and put something and put out there. And so it's not a mistake. Right? It's not a mistake. And just to see how they see us, as notice Gigi put the man said nothing wrong to be a house slave. And that's why this country in the same fashion. Because race is a serious problem and killer. And when election time comes, regardless of what side, when you neglect your people and you see election time come, you're running out there and everybody you're running back and go and vote race. How long are we going to accept this type of crap? How long? This nonsense must stop. And who you expect to stop it? We need to stop it. You get vexed and call somebody this and that and that and that. You're on a political trail. And look, listen to a lot of the messaging coming down from the stage. That now ain't even listening because you got nothing that you're hearing. And people just, a man even got talkie stand up, he got Mikey over some people hollering and shaking a flag and jumping up. And so, it's not about his apologies. Because all these things, all of us got to be held accountable. And ERC got to come, they got to get themselves in order. Because I'm saying it's an insult to black people. You're disrespectful. You have hurt and you're pushing division in this country. You're hurting and you're disrespecting black people. And nothing was good. Nothing's funny about that. And you must face the consequences of it. Must face the consequences of it. And so Gigi, while I was planning to come on Facebook, walking tired, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, and tell you a little bit about our prime ministerial candidate and so on. I look into Facebook, somebody sent this thing to me. I couldn't imagine. Down by the market. If it was Broomes, nobody then writing, you know. Oh, jeez, you. They would have called on heavens to come down and get me off of the earth. But when people like Nandal and when they disrespect black people, it's like it was a social media conversation and some political statements. Oh, the ALP condemns Anil, Nandlall. Disrespect towards black people. Anil Nandlall ain't fit for leadership in this country. Should not be. And until we get to that place, election time, you see everybody true colors, and by the time election finished, some people just forget, you know. It got a mall in this country, it never went on, I'm not going back to it from since 2020. That ain't funny for me. But that is just a normal conversation, you know? And you jump out and people talking, but apologies and this and nonsense. But God has allowed that. God has been showing, God has been talking. Everybody, I mentioned it on my live. We got business people, we got people, don't fight for poor people, ain't care nothing but black poor people. Ain't care nothing if they eat hungry. And when you get rich and wealthy and the walls up against you, and you realize that you get all the money, but you don't get the power and the control you want, and you're ready for power now to exalt yourself to the next level, who you think you're going to look for? Find poor people. And a lot of time they go and they look in this depressed community and look at the poor black people. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Those that ain't thinking, don't care, ready for eat off the head, a man just come and tell you, hey, don't worry yourself, bye. Next tomorrow I opening my own bank. I doing this, I doing that. You ain't even thinking, how is it, what this man talking about? No. Me one here, I was in number 5. In the Barbie area about 2 months ago. And a woman, I know her from Freedom Life Church. So when I was passing, I would see people and just talk, hi, hello, and things like that. I didn't tell the woman, I don't know the woman. I didn't ask the woman her political position or anything or affiliation. But she said that something, and she mentioned about the PPP and voting about the PPP because she ain't voting race. I said, Madam, did I ask you who you're voting for? Why you say that to me and is a tone? I didn't come, I just stopped here to say hi and hello. She said, yes, I know. But I was just telling you. I said, there's your rights. That is your rights. But how they see you, lady? How they see you as a house slave? Why you had to use the word slave and why you had to use the word house slave? Why? I don't care who had mentioned those words before. How does this fit in to you at your rally? We're going to jump out and say like everybody's saying, oh, Peter the Said says right fight say it. James is a thief man, but all right, yes, he's a thief man. He says he's a thief man. But give me the whole draw with the money for look over. Because Peter the thief turned Peter had a draw. Where are we heading with this? We normalizing these things? Listen, I tired and can't really run this life for long. But it's disrespectful. It's out of order. But you know what? As a people, we are encouraging these things. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. You hear? And we allow them. Most people, coalition, thing. Yeah. I'm not there. The most money ever in the history of Guyana. This we got to focus upon, understand, but the wealth. But the ERC disappear. I have to find out and see but some address email and write the ERC. Because I don't know what the ERC is. See what they're talking about. I mean, I don't even have to say but a lot of things. But the point is, when he said that, who cheered him on? Go back, Hazel, and look to the crowd. Who cheered him on? Who was screaming? Who was lifting him up? If not for nothing, I keep saying to us, every time something come out here in this campaign and God expose and show us and showing us these men and so on and what's happening, people running to cover it up. Say, I don't care what this man do. I don't care if this man murder. I don't care if this man thief. I don't care if this man's a corrupt. I don't care what this man do. Give me the Barabbas. Give me the Barabbas. Give me the Barabbas. Right? If every time, if we don't say nothing, I hear you and I know where you're coming from, but I ain't gonna waste my time. Guyana's politics has changed since you see this ALP launch because, listen, I'm not going to compromise with certain things. And I don't care what. I don't care what. ERC, who operate like a little political operation by itself, they can get their house in order too. It's we who allow them. We allow them. And so what is unfolding before us, what is unfolding before us, all these things are happening to show us clear where we at, where we heading, and where is it that certain people will take us. You know? Very, very clear. So we gotta ask, I confused. I don't know who to choose. I confused. You're confused. You're not confused. You got your good sense. You got your good sense. And so, Gigi, disrespecting me. Yeah, but Gigi, the people were cheering him on. This, I don't know if some of them in listening were clapping for and cheering and pushing up a flag for this, some of these rallies. Right? No matter what come out there, all the information is out there. And you're saying now to normalize everything. Yeah, normalize everything. And so, Shelly, what's going on with you? How are you doing? Hope all is well. I think that, you know, tomorrow I think I might want to mention, I'm too tired, some more about that. But I want to thank Mr. Rondell Ned for doing a fantastic job here at DLP. I want to thank all the members, all the supporters, all the candidates, all the persons who've signed. Every single Guyanese, near and far, even if your words of encouragement and your prayers and your well wishes towards DLP, I want to thank you. I want to thank you much. And so we're going to post it on the LP page, and there's a reason I was jumping out. Shelly, what's going on? And so, ciao, good afternoon. You really don't know much of the young generation. They're really loud. Well, the old generation, the we see happening to the young generation is because of the old generation. So if you said young generation last, the old generation stray off. Old generation, because everybody, the young people, the young people, the young people. But the older folks, when you hear something to come out, we must be stray off. So you said the young generation last, the older folks stray off. It's just a reflection of the older folks is where you see now. Because sometimes you can't imagine what's coming out from these older folks. But I can leave the one for next time. I can leave the one for next time. Blessings to you, and hope all is well. And again, you know, I can't come off here if I don't tell you vote ALP. And don't go out and vote alone. Carry with 10 persons with you. Right? Fear all is low. And so, good afternoon. And see you later. See my people would not come out and support. Shelly and the head hot Gigi, the head hot them, they run here. The children, they can't find them, they run here. They're hungry, they run here. Some old man getting wet, they run here. Somebody in a wheelchair, they run here. Somebody can't collect the pension, they run here. Somebody can't this, they run here. So all over the place. And a young man was telling me that he was in a conversation with a young man who said, oh, Miss Broomes, yeah, she come out and this and that, but bye. I got to get a little money, I got to vote here and this and that. So, Gigi, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Get you loud and clear, Gigi. So, Delon, again, bye-bye, good afternoon. I'm tired, I can't really go. Hey, Hazel. Yep. Good afternoon and ciao. Yes, girl, Gigi. And bye-bye. I'm out of here.